Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack. So I plan for this to be the last time I talk about the Cole Cassidy McCree name change because in all reality, this is very draining. It's draining because it caused a lot more problems than it helped solve them, which is the last thing Overwatch needed. And it's draining to continue to talk about this when I've already talked about this situation many times before, but a couple of days ago, I was streaming the Cole Cassidy event, and a lot of people were asking, hey, Bro You Whack, what do you think about the name change? Do you think they should have kept his old name? Do you like the name Cole Cassidy? Like, what do you think? And even though I made tons of videos already giving my reactions and thoughts about this, at first I was confused when we saw that the cowboy was getting a name change, and then we actually saw the name change to Cole Cassidy. I was a little bit optimistic because, okay, yay, we're being a little bit progressive. But now, I'm just sad for many different reasons. I'm sad because I feel like Blizzard's done the opposite of what they're trying to accomplish by them trying to separate themselves from the old employee Jesse McCree, not the cowboy in Overwatch, no, the real employee at Blizzard. They've only reminded people about Jesse McCree. When people hear the name Cole Cassidy, they think about the terrible employee. At least right now, maybe 3 years down the road, this will be the greatest name change of all time and people will forget about the old employee. But at least right now, people are reminded about the terrible things that Blizzard has done, the terrible things that Jesse McCree has done, and this whole entire situation. And it also causes an unnecessary war within the Overwatch community where it segregates people. People that try to call him by his old name think that people that are trying to call him Cole Cassidy are stupid. People that call him Cole Cassidy that see the old name being brought up, fight with them and argue with them, when this is, again, the last thing that Overwatch needs, when people should be coming together and uplift a game that it desperately needs in its darkest days. But no, now people are just arguing about a stupid name change. And don't get my words twisted. I'm not calling the name change stupid because I hate the name or because I'm emotionally tied to the old name of the cowboy. No, it's stupid because it's just done the opposite of what they were trying to accomplish. And it also should have been the main focus and the initial reaction of the Overwatch team and the Blizzard team. Maybe we could have focused on the company's culture first. Maybe we could have hired better employees. Maybe we could have really fired these people and listened to the women that were coming out and saying, hey, I'm getting sexually harassed by these people. Can we take a look at this? You know, that should have been the main focus. But no, the Overwatch team decided to focus on changing the Cowboy's name. And I don't know if any of the terrible things that was happening in Blizzard was also happening within the Overwatch team. I mean, you can never assume that things like racism, sexism, and anything that goes against the idea of intersectionality doesn't go on in your work environment. But from what I heard, the Overwatch team was kind of safer. But by them trying to be progressive, I feel like it's done the opposite because in my personal opinion, I could be wrong here, but in my personal opinion, I feel like 99% of people that know about the cowboy character McCree didn't even know that he was named after the employee Jesse McCree. And while I can applaud the Overwatch team for trying to do something as drastic as change a beloved character's name to separate themselves from a terrible person, I truly do feel like they've done the opposite, and they've just caused a lot more problems and a lot more harm for the sexual harassed victims. And that's just my personal opinion in this current state. Again, maybe down the road, it'll be different, and maybe they would accomplish it. It just sucks to see everywhere that involves the cowboy character to get reminded about his old name, and to see the arguments, and to see everything just kind of crumble right in front of me. When again, this is the last thing that Overwatch needed. It caused an unnecessary war that will continue to remind people about the terrible things that went on at Blizzard, but also will just continue to distract people on the actual issue that is on hand. People will just argue about, oh, Cole Cassidy's such a stupid name. It's like, well, you need to accept it. It's like, no, I'm not going to accept it. And it's like, hey, focus up. Want to know why we changed the name to Cole Cassidy? It's because they were victims of this terrible employee. And maybe that's just right now. Maybe people just get into arguments because we did just have the Cole Cassidy event and his name change is so fresh. But if I know anything about the internet, is that it's just going to continue to remind people and we're not going to move forward. Whereas if we change the Cowboy's first name to like Dave, Johnny, or literally any other first name, people could have had his beloved last name and continue to call him by his last last name, and we could have also separated ourselves from the employee and not be reminded about this terrible situation. But no, we got Cole Cassidy, now people are fighting and people aren't accepting it. And it's not like we can force them, but we can sympathize for the people that actively just try to call him by his last name. So hopefully by making this kind of video, I not only explain why the name change came to be, but I also explain the bigger picture. Like I show you like, hey, it's not because we're trying to give him a cooler name or give him lore. No, it's because there are sexually harassed victims of this terrible employee, Jesse McCree, and we're trying to separate ourselves and trying to move on, because the cowboy character in Overwatch, he's a guy that's trying to be better himself, make the world a better place. But the employee Jesse McCree, he's a sick man and he doesn't deserve to have a beloved character named after him. That's why we're trying to change his name. And I thought the Overwatch community would have had a better reaction, a more mature reaction, but I also thought that Blizzard would have gone a different route. But no, they decided to call him Cole Cassidy, and now it's doing more harm than it does good. Maybe it'll change down the road, but I don't think that this was the necessary change. Well, yes, they could make this change and fix the company culture. If this is the only thing, it doesn't help. And that's just my final thoughts. Usually I end on a positive note, but this isn't a positive situation. So in future videos, obviously I will be optimistic and I'll be my funny, goofy self, but I feel like these videos are important to make because I have a younger audience where I get to teach them about equality and feminism and intersectionality and just being a better person and understand sexual harassed victims and all that kind of stuff, and hopefully understand that, hey, if you're actively trying to trigger people, you're missing the point. But I also understand that this is just a stupid situation because nobody thought about the terrible employee when they saw the cowboy character, but now when they see the cowboy character, all they think about is the terrible employee. And I don't know, maybe Blizzard could fix this. But anyway, guys, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.